Don't ever want to forget to hit that. I did that once and I was like, dang it. Felt horrible. Amazing. Check in. Is this
Especially
your
with
win?
a sick kid.
Please
I
tell me
guess, yes.
win. What?
I said, I guess, especially with a sick kid, so I'll take it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, if you feel like you kind of had a subpar kind of week as far as staying on track,
Definitely.
you did great. So good.
Definitely.
I kept, it was funny. You sent, let me get this in a different view. Speaker view, maybe. No. Yeah, then I can see you better. When you sent the pictures, I was like, ooh, I can see. Like, I look at photos first just to like get the actual like visual of it. And I noticed, I was like, ooh, I see it. And then I went to go to the measurements in the document and you were entering it as I was like looking at it, you were, like literally in there. And I'm like, come on, half inch, come on, half inch. Yes, half inch, yes. It was like so perfect. So how is your kiddo? Is your baby okay?
She is much better. She took her last dose of medicine today. What?
Good.
This is the first time I will get to see Manny.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to say hi to Miss Leah? Come here. Tell her that you're all better. Tell her, say, I'm all better.
I know better.
Oh, I'm so happy.
And Dad gave her a bag of cotton candy.
There you
I
go.
can't eat half of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Not all of it.
Not What was wrong? What was she struggling
She had
with?
pneumonia.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we went from fever like Friday, like late Friday night, went to the doctor Monday. Ears are fine, everything's fine. She's like, there's a little bit of a rattle. You could go get a chest x-ray. And I'm like, I'm here, let's go. And
yeah,
she had pneumonia.
Wow. That's pretty serious. Well, I'm glad she's doing better. She had, I guess, an antibiotic.
Yes. It didn't taste very good.
Yeah. Yeah, those don't usually taste. I remember the antibiotic when we were kids that tasted like bubble gum.
Yeah, and I think you can flavor this, and I just didn't think about doing it because I was more about let's get the medicine, let's get it started, let's go. And yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Kathy's coming in. I'm gonna let her in. So, hello, Kathy. I have the view. Do you have a gnat? Like,
I have a fly, like a house. I'm like, why are the? I guess because it's cold outside and it's like raining on my face. Yes.
Hi, Kathy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. I'm eating. I'm just eating all the time. Loving it. I'm like, yeah, I miss this a lot. That's why it's so funny because it's like when someone tells me it's just so much food, I'm like, and because I just love to eat, but I get it. Tell me your wins this week.
Let's see. Oh, I bought leggings to exercise in that weren't black because I only ever wear black. They were colored and they looked okay and I was all right with them. So I was excited about that. So, and I even had some Christmas ones that, nice. I wore, and because normally I just want all black, it hides everything. So, but I was like, oh, these look okay. So I was excited about that. I was excited about that. So it's a small victory, but I'll take it.
Man, all of these, they all add up though, don't they? And like going into your closet or wherever you get dressed and not feeling good about putting something on, that can weigh on you. And it's a big thing. I think it's a big thing. I mean, I want to feel good when I look good or I feel like I look good. That makes me feel good and more confident and motivates me to keep going and going. And I had just emailed you. It's funny. I started composing an email to you and something had to have happened. Phone rang, kid came in or something. And when I pulled my computer back up, there was the composed email not sent. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't send this. But it was, if you've already gotten it, then you've gotten it. But just because, and this is for everyone, there are weeks that I went through in my prep, and I know the things that I was doing was all the right stuff. I know
Mhm.
it. And I mean, I was so on point with all of it. Maybe my workouts, because I mean, and there were times in my prep that I could not get the full one in. I just got in what I could. And I'm like, this is better than nothing.
Mhm.
But Leah, you really, really got to make time for this because you committed to doing this, and like, you're not going to be ready. And there's just no hitting pause. It's like, this is stage time. They're not going to move the show. I have to be ready. And that kind of pressure, I still didn't get in some of the workouts that I knew I needed to get in. And those were not necessarily the weeks that I didn't get progress. Sometimes it was, sometimes it wasn't, but I still felt like with everything I'm doing, I should still have seen some movement,
Mhm.
and I didn't. And I get it. I get it so much. If there's a week that doesn't move like you wanted it to, or thought it would, or expected it to, but just remember that week had to happen for you to have the next week where there is movement. It's just going to happen. So just know that it happens no matter if you're following your program, even it happens, which is like so mind blowing at times and frustrating, but you know what you've been doing, you know how on point you have been, you know, the areas that you can even maybe be like, I'm going to turn it up a notch in this arena, you know, all of those things. So it's just it motivates me. It drives me to just go harder, intensify things. And you have so much control over that. I remember going through like my marriage at the end was really rough, and I didn't have control over the things that were going on around me. And whether it was with my relationship or with clients, just whatever, kids, I just felt like I had no control. And this made me feel like I had some sort of sense of control over something. You can control what you put in your body. You can control how hard you work out, when you go work out. If you go work out, those are all things I felt like a sense of empowerment I took back with those things, because it was like the only thing I could control. Like everything around me felt like it was just crumbling, but and it just made me focus and put my blinders on and just be like, okay, nothing's going on around me. It's just me and this workout gym. It's just me and this kitchen with my food prep. So I get it. It's gonna continue down the path. And then, if we need to make changes, we can, but I
still feel good. I still know I'm, like you said, I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm not worried about it if some weeks aren't as quick or whatever. And I'm seeing little things along the way anyway. So I'm still good.
Like what? Like buying the pants?
Yeah, like buying the pants or looser clothes, or like even just taking the measurements. I see changes in the measurements even if I don't see weight loss, which is fine.
That's even the best. That's the best.
Yeah, that's totally fine with me. So
yeah, that's all that matters, is if that's moving, that's more important.
Right.
More
so,
important.
Yeah. Yep.
Because
So
you are gaining muscle little by little, you're gaining muscle. And remember the whole, how much space does a pound or even 5 pounds of muscle
right.
and fat, but that's the difference, so you're gaining, you've got to gain so much more to make it look the same, but it's gonna start to balance. And this is smaller still. So if you trade 1 pound of fat for a pound of muscle, that's why your measurements show, but the scale doesn't.
Right.
Make sense?
Right.
Yeah. So that's really encouraging, because then
Yep.
we're making even more progress. And that's why you hear it all the time on, people who are into fitness, is trust the process. And you do, you just have to trust it and know that you live it. You're doing this. You're going to get there. It's inevitable.
Right.
It's a sure thing. So,
Yep.
I know people are kind of going on break. When do you guys go on break? Are your kids out? And Angie, are your kids soon out
Today was the first day. Yes.
that they're out? What about you, Kathy?
Yes.
Yeah, my kids got out this whole week and next week. So we'll be going on vacation. So we'll be out next week. I'm taking time off too. So
Nice. Okay.
Kathy, how old are your kids?
I have a 15-year-old and an 18-year-old.
Nice.
Yeah, so they're out, but I still don't see them. They're holed up in their rooms doing stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
18 and 15.
So what I kind of put feelers out there on the group, if a morning kind of workout, if I did a live one, if you guys would be interested in participating in that. I had a couple other people message me and say they would, but it needed to be during break. And so I was going to do that. You wouldn't need much, if anything, like 10-pound dumbbells, 8-pound dumbbells, even 5s will work, some bands, and it would be about at least 30 minutes. And I will probably make it longer just because some people can make it and then have to leave early and others want to go longer. So I'd probably make it a total of like 45 minutes, and it'll include some cool down and stuff like that. You're not going to be going hard the entire 45, but I've heard that that's been something that people kind of have really desired, is getting that, in a way, a one-on-one time that would be like, it'd get my ass up,
Plus, I think you work harder when you know that other people can see you.
100%. I can't tell you how hard I went in this class that one of my clients and good friends of mine, she took me to this place called The Studio, and you do one move for 6 minutes straight.
Oh,
And
my
she
Lanta.
finds 6-minute songs, and we're doing like squats, some body, some holding the dumbbells, where we're doing that for 6 minutes. And then in between, she'd have us do an overhead for another part of the song. And then she'd have us do both. And we did that for that long. And I was like, woo, but I went and I was feeling the burn and I wanted to take a break. But I looked at this teacher and I was like, I'm a freaking coach. Like, I should be able to do what she does. And this competitiveness came out in me, and I just went so hard, and I did not take breaks. And man, I felt it. I burned so many calories, and I felt it in my glutes, in my core. I mean, we did so many things, but just a change. We can get very complacent with our workouts. And one thing that I is so not easy to do when you do online, but we have technology. Like, there should be no reason why you can't get into do a workout with me, whether it be face-to-face or on Zoom. You're going to know how hard to go. You're going to know how intense I expect and what intense means. And you're going to realize, wow, okay, I can bring things up to another level. Every single time I work out with another person, I take it to a whole new level. And you may be going hard now, but there's just you tap into a deeper part of you, and you're going to continue to grow and get stronger. So there's really going to be an endless supply of being able to go more intensely. So I just kind of felt like that was something that people could really do, maybe 1 or 2 even with me, and I could help motivate the intensity of some things and give you just a new perspective, because I know I get that when I work out with another person or another class or something like that. So would that interest you guys? And it'll be on the replay. It'll be on the replay, so you could do it at your convenience.
Yeah, I would be interested in doing something like that.
Very cool. Okay, I'm going to do that. And whether everybody can make the live or not, I've been getting up. This is an interesting thing. You know how we talked about getting up between 5 and 6, and that was like, girl, no way. I'm not doing that. And I feel the same way. But because I'm listening to this book called Change Your Schedule, Change Your Life, and their circadian rhythms of what our bodies are doing with the daylight up, I'm like, I'm going to give it a whirl. Like I have nothing to
Yeah, put
lose.
that
If
on a
I'm
move.
just tired in the day, I might be able to just rest if I need to, or I'll just be tired that day. No big deal. And I'm not tired because I'm getting sufficient amount of food and it's fueling me and giving me energy. I was thinking of like tired when I was in prep tired. Now that was just a whole new level of tired. So I'm like, I'd be fine. I've been getting up at 5:30 every morning and getting up and kind of getting myself together. I'll go down on the treadmill.
don't have air right
I
now.
start
Go play.
doing just a walk at a high incline, and I'll just put something on my phone just to watch and just to kind of like, just to wake up and start waking my body up. And then it starts waking my brain up. And then I'll start doing some other things. And by the time I get done doing that, I'm like ready to start the day so much more. The other day I slept through whatever alarm I had set apparently. In fact, I slept through even putting the elves in their new place for Elf on the Shelf for Jasmine. And
You do that the night before.
no, my God, no, I get up early because if she's with me all the time. She's attached to my hip. We go to bed at the same exact time. We have this huge bedtime routine. And I just thought, okay, I'll just set my alarm. I get up so early anyway. I slept right through it. And I'm like now scrambling, trying to figure out where to put these elves. And all day, it was probably like 7:20. This is what she says. It was like 7:20 and we wake up and she says, I wonder where the elves went now. And I was like, oh my God. No. I got up and I was like, you just stay here, honey. I'll go check for you. I grabbed them all and I'm like, okay, creative brain better fire now. And I just stuck them in places and we survived that morning, but I was like, all day I woke up like that at 7 after 7. And then it was very shocking and anxiety. Immediately I felt totally unprepared. It affected my whole day. Like I felt like I could not get my fire going all day long. And this morning I woke up at 5:30. I had a virtual client at 6. She ended up canceling, but I'm like, no big deal. I get up at this time anyway. And I was able to come up with so many more creative things and I was relaxed and I had my coffee. I ate my breakfast, got on my treadmill. Like you just have time when you can get up in the beginning part of your day and get a lot of that in. And I'm telling you, it affects the rest of my day on how it goes, how it flows, how I even mentally handle it. It's been really, really interesting experiment. And I let myself off the hook. I mean, if I didn't like it and I was like, this is just not for you, Leah, I gave myself permission to not do it, but just to try it and to observe how I was throughout the rest of the day was really fascinating. So I'm going to continue. Plus, I can fall asleep quicker at night. Like before, it took me till like 11:30, sometimes 11:45, because I would get this second wind. I can get to sleep so much quicker than I ever had before. Because I'm just, I guess, more tired, and I just had a more productive day. So just a thought. Angie, when do you work out? Is it during your lunch or is it in the mornings? Because I knew you were doing both.
Right now it's still like the 11:30 noonish time. But my goal is to get to mornings. Sick kid interrupted that, but hopefully on break we can work harder at that.
Yeah, sick kid, man. My kid, I just went and gave my kid a COVID test just yesterday.
Oh, I did that too because I wanted to know why she had pneumonia because she had no other symptoms.
Right. Yeah. And those at-home COVID tests, shoving it up their noses and stuff. But my son we got a call from the school saying he was exposed to someone who tested positive. So he had to go home immediately. And I was like, how do you feel? He's like, I'm fine. And he went to his dad's. He was at his dad's and he's like, will you bring me a COVID test? He's like, I woke up with kind of a scratchy throat. And I'm like, oh boy. So I go and COVID test him. And Jasmine's been dealing with some congestion and stuff, and no fever, no loss of taste or smell. And all my kids have had it before, so I feel like they have immunity to it. But kids, sick kids, I just felt more worried, and like it makes me feel so out of control because I'm like, I hate my kids sick. I don't care how old they are. Reese, he doesn't live with me anymore. When he got COVID, I drove all the way out to his dad's house. I brought him prepped meals. I brought him all kinds of things, cozy stuff, medicine, all that stuff. It like doesn't matter how old they get. Having a sick baby is like one of the worst mom feelings in the world. It is really,
living
it
with Justin?
does throw you off. Huh?
Is he living with Justin?
Yeah, he's out in Ava with Justin. He's hardly ever there because he travels with his job so much. So he's looking into getting a place actually in Nixa. He's doing really good. Yeah, he's doing a really, really good job. I'm hoping we can do Christmas. We're going to do Christmas tomorrow because they're all going to be going to the other parent. So I also had a suggestion and a thought. If there's anybody that you can find to be a workout partner, that is also a very, very good thing to do. And if it's just even once or twice a week or something, Kathy, I know you got a lot of people, you know, in that class that may not, that's kind of like your workout partners, but I oftentimes worked out alone, and I was able to do it, but I just see a difference and feel a difference because I worked out with my best friend yesterday and I am like so sore because he just goes so hard, harder than I ever would. He said, we're doing a low row. And I was like, okay, how many? Because I just let him go and I just do everything he does. He's like, we're going to do 20 over here. And I'm like, 20 reps? Like, what are you doing? And he got irritated with me because I was kind of being a little whiny bee. And I was just like, I'm sorry, but 20 reps, that's insane. But he's crazy. And I did it. I lowered the weight, of course, but I did it. And I was like, I would never have done half this stuff to myself. So it's really nice to have a partner. I always encourage people, if somebody's willing to show up at the time that you guys both can, take the opportunity. It is so, so valuable. And then it's just the synergy of it is really, really helpful. So when are you, Kathy, I want to know how we can game plan. What's the next 3-4 days look like? And then the week after that, like what can be helped with support? I know I have a couple people out of town right now, and I've already kind of preemptively talked to them on like going out to eat, stuff like that. You've kind of done this before.
Yeah, so I am going to, we'll actually be here until Christmas Day. So I am following the plan until Christmas Eve. I didn't do my treat meal last weekend because I knew we were going out. We're going out with some friends on Christmas Eve for dinner. So I'll follow the plan up until then. Christmas morning still at home, and then we will head up to Ron's parents. We'll probably be his parents and my dad's for I don't know, about 5 days. So I'm gonna make as many pancakes as I have left with my muscle egg before it goes bad and take with me.
Yeah,
Yep.
and you can always make it and freeze it. Like if you're about to like, yeah, that's a
So
really good thing to do.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think about freezing
Wait,
it. So I will.
How do you bake it?
Make it?
She
Okay.
asked, how do
Make
you make it?
Yeah. No.
Okay, I thought you
just
said
make
bake
it.
it.
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
so I can make
no.
my pancakes and freeze.
Oh yeah.
So I will. I didn't think about freezing, but yeah, that would be good too.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna take them with me.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times they're doing coffee cake and donuts, and I don't even really want those. Or like
You
they have,
don't?
no,
Yeah.
I don't. That like they or they'll have like sugary cereals and stuff, and I'd rather have the pancakes instead. I like them.
They make
So
you feel good, don't they? They
Yeah.
like really fill you and
Mhm.
satisfy. Like I feel satisfied when I have that.
Yep. And so then the lunches and dinners, we eat it a lot, or we might go out a couple of times, but I think we'll be fine. I'll be fine through all of that. So I think I've got it kind of planned, and I know that I'm not expecting any great progress next week, but I'm not expecting any losses either. So I mean, or like I'm not expecting things to get worse. So it'll be just even keel, and then I'll get back on track when I get back. And we'll go from there.
Will you be able to do any kind of movement, workout, anything like that?
I'm gonna take my bands with me
Mhm.
and see if maybe I can use those. Because there's, small, easy to pack, it's something I could do just anywhere. So I'm gonna take them
Probably.
with and hope that, I'll have some time. There is a bunch of time where we're just like sitting around doing nothing. So,
Right,
it depends on if you get sucked into a conversation or if like I'm just getting up early in the morning and I'm just, doing it. So yeah. So
absolutely.
there's hope, but I'm not like gonna kill myself to do it either.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of like the whole mode of operation when it comes to the holidays. If some people are just super motivated and the holidays don't necessarily mean diddly squat, and then others it's like, and both ways are great, as long as we're not like 10 pounds up from December, the month of December, which is where a lot of people often find themselves. And then that's why the New Year's resolutions, I feel like we can gracefully get through this time with balance. That's going to be all very, very good and a great learning experience on how
Yeah.
to handle, those things. I'm kind of a person, I get a little bit more intent about my workouts when I'm out of town. I don't know why. I do it before everybody like gets up, and then I just feel like checked off my list. And I feel more proud. When you get something done and you check it off your list, I just feel better. So that's just me personally. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but even just taking your meals is great. And then when you don't get a workout in, you take out your pre and your post, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's something everyone needs to do. So if anybody's listening to this on the replay, Angie too, if we're not getting a workout in, we've got to remove that pre and post workout meal.
Although I will say
Unless
that
otherwise notified.
since we moved my numbers all back anyway, I really need to work out because otherwise I am hungry. Because
I know.
I did
You're
put
like,
all the
I
numbers
want those
in.
meals.
I guess I forgot I was going to check with you on that. So if I don't have the pre and post workout,
Sorry.
I-
Hang on.
I am at only about 1,200 calories then. And I didn't know if that was enough because before you said that wasn't enough. And usually it's only like one day, maybe 2 in the week that I don't get a workout in.
Yeah, that's not something I want to be consistent with at
Yeah.
all.
Mhm.
And that to me is low. I don't like, I would really prefer you be more around 1,600, but our activity, we've got to match
Okay.
our activity. And
Mhm.
so if we're not,
Yep. Okay.
but yeah, let it be your motivation to be like, I need to get all this in. And
Yep.
the numbers, it just is really the last thing I'd like to do is take any food away. But
Mhm.
that the only factor is how much you have to sit.
Yep. Okay.
So let's just see
Okay.
how are you going to be? So you're going to be home through Christmas
Hmm.
and you're doing a cheat meal Christmas Eve.
Right. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Cause I was going to say, if you're late, I want to do maybe a check-in sooner than Monday. Cause Monday you'll be out of town.
Right. Right. So I was going to do them Christmas morning, but maybe I should do them Friday. Should I do them Friday before my cheat meal and everything?
I was gonna say the cheat meal is gonna affect it maybe a
Right.
little. It depends on what you're eating. So here's two different things that can happen with cheat meals is you could just be up slightly in water weight because it was either high sodium or or it was just we spilled. You know what I mean by spilled? Like we had more carbs than we really needed and it made us hold water, and what that does is it makes us feel a little spongy, a little
Good.
watery. But if it is a smaller cheat where like I had right before my show, the night before my show, I had a 6-ounce fillet and fries with no salt. I mean, fries, lots of fries. And I went to bed and I woke up not an ounce more in weight of any kind, water weight, definitely not body fat, but like in water weight. So, but that was a 6-ounce fillet and some fries with no salt. So that would be a more kind of restricted, controlled cheat versus we just go nuts and we just have everything. And then we're like, oh, and we're a little full and we spilled, you know what I'm saying? So it's up to you. I'm curious. So can we do a little experiment and do a check-in Friday morning before your cheat? And then Saturday morning and see what the difference is, if any?
Yeah. I'll do both.
Yeah, it'll be very telling based on what you eat with what we see.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I'll try that.
Information. We just want
Mm.
some information because then you can be like, okay, I went up a little bit, even though it's just water. It's not body fat. It's not body fat ever.
Yep. No, I know. Yep.
It's just water. But there are also balances of like some people actually drop after a cheat meal because it was a restricted kind of more smaller kind of meal.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I think these meals are very beneficial because it, if you're craving anything, if you're like, I really have been looking forward to eating this pizza or whatever it is all week long, it's more of a mental thing and it makes us, feel like we're not just saying no, no, no to foods that we
Mhm.
kind of would like to eat and taste and have a craving for. I don't know if you guys saw the post that I just did this morning on the cake,
Oh yeah.
the fit cake and the fit frosting. I mean, I looked at those macros and it has natural sweetener in it. I think one of the sweeteners is monk fruit. I'm like, okay, how good is this going to be? But I ordered about everything that you could from that site just to experiment because someone had just told me, they're like, I like sweets. I just like sweets. I had a couple of new gals start. And I go, I get it. I think the only reason that cake exists is to have the frosting on something. I will eat the frosting plain. And so this will be really interesting, but I am really looking forward to adding something to the repertoire of things like muscle egg and things like that, the Walden Farms, things that we can have that are not going to throw us off track.
Mhm.
So I'm going to definitely be reporting when I get that in, what that is going to be like. So
I'm
good deal.
curious.
Yeah, good deal on the game plan. Let's do check-in Friday and then Saturday morning. And then of course you'll remember what you ate. I'm really curious. Try to know how much of it that you ate, like just, by now kind of gauge it.
Okay.
Because then we can really game plan with that. And then,
Okay.
there might be a point where we'll talk up your calories, which I know is so counterintuitive to do to lose.
I'm on board with that if that's the right time because you gave me all that food to eat, which is way more than I was eating, and I started losing regularly. So I mean, I understand.
Yeah, and there's
that
a
it's-
balance. There's
Yes.
that balance of, okay, we need to stimulate things, pull back. We need to, so this is all a lot of learning and it's different for everyone. It's not a one size fits all. Every prep I've ever done is different. My body responds differently because you're at a different point than you were when you started and that's
Right.
what you were doing. Like I said, in the and Angie hasn't gotten this part of the curriculum yet, but everybody will. I'm thinking about moving that part, the fat loss stall out, up in the curriculum because I think it is really helpful to know that when we're losing weight, our BMR is going down, our basal metabolic rate's going down because there's less of us to burn. People who have a BMR that's higher just going to burn, or a bigger body just are going to have a bigger BMR. And then food, if we take food away, then we're not burning as many calories digesting that food. And then our normal activity, which is that is actually the thing we have the most control over, is our lifestyle activity. We're always looking at getting 10 to 12,000 steps in a day, staying at a consistent rate of our normal lifestyle activity. And then the thing that really affects us the least when it comes to weight loss or fat loss stall out is the gym, like going to the gym, which is totally not what you would expect, but you can go burn 550 calories and then go through Starbucks and then get all that back. Like it's just the thing that affects it really the least, although it gives us so many more benefits to our day and we control the rest of our day when it comes to our calorie intake, then yes, but it just can get easily canceled out super fast. So we're just gonna see how things go and progress, and we might be upping it again. We might be going up, but if you're hungry, because if you think about it, could you sustain this level of caloric intake?
Well, I was, and it wasn't working. So, I mean, I could do that. I mean, I would get used to eating just that much food, and that's what I would live on. But yeah, I wasn't making any progress. So it wasn't doing what I needed.
More, and it's more of the right foods, the right things. So
Mhm,
yeah, and we can add the calories in our protein. We
Mhm.
can add it in areas that, won't make us spill.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Mhm.
we'll do that.
Yeah.
It's we're
Yep.
totally right on the right track. It's
Yeah.
good. We're all
I've
good.
only been doing the lower amounts though for I think a week now, a week and a half. And so I think my last check-in I did see there was movement. Probably not as much as I could have because I still was having a cookie every day. But I wasn't eating my popcorn and I was, making other concessions. So I don't think I'm getting the full benefits of it yet anyway. So, which is fine.
Okay.
I understand what's going on. I know.
Do like another week of it.
Yep. And so I'm curious to see like mid-January where I'm at.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, I like that. I like that plan because it does take a little bit of time. My coach would change something in my plan, and sometimes nothing would change like as much as she'd want to. And I'm like, I just started doing this, and then she'd take more away. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Well, and I know I'm not sticking exactly to the plan these last few weeks either. So I'm happy with what's happening because I understand what's going on.
Yeah.
I know
Good.
where I'm at, and that's why I said I know when I get back in January, all this junk will be gone in my house.
Yeah.
Things won't be as stressful. I'll be back to regular, daily life that I expect. Because even work is stressful because it's the end of the quarter and we're trying to get stuff done. So mid-January, I'm looking forward to seeing where I am there. So
Yeah. I mean, and you're navigating this time as gracefully as you possibly can, and I'm sure it looks a lot different than prior years.
This is the first year that I haven't gained at least 5 pounds through November, December. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
which is a huge win. That's a huge
Huge.
win. So yeah,
That's why I encouraged so many people to join the program before 1st of January, because I'm like, this is the best time to have that accountability. This is the best time to get on a plan and stay on track and have this specific, hi darling, to have a specific game plan, but that does not mean that you do not get to have those fun things, but it keeps it under control for sure. Keeps it definitely under control. And I notice my gut is so different right now. I don't like it. I really don't like it. Like, pardon the frankness, but my bowel movements are stinkier. There's more gas. Like, I never had gas ever when I was eating clean, ever. Even after a treat meal, I did not have it, but it's like, I didn't know that's TMI, but like, we all deal with that. It's like, when you're eating this rich, processed, high sugar foods, that your gut's going to be like, this is like, I don't know. I don't like this. And I would prefer a lighter gut. I would take being hungry over the other, over the heavy gut and being a little hungry.
Yeah. I will tell you, like at Thanksgiving time when I just had a little bit of everything, but even that was so much. I was so sick. I mean, I thought I was either going to throw up or spend a lot of time in the bathroom. I mean, I will not do that again.
I know, think about though, we ate that on like
Oh,
every day on a
Mhm.
regular basis. And
Yeah.
it's like our reference point is so different
Mhm.
now
yep.
that it's like, I don't know how I function. And now we know why we were tired. I'm getting headaches. I feel more fatigue. I'm not as bounce out of bed as I used to be. I can tell a total difference. And I'm
Yep.
like, okay, Leah, either the Oreos have to go or you're gonna feel like that. And I love Oreos. Oh my gosh. I'm a huge Oreo gal. I love all of the flavors. So I'm definitely pulling back on how much I'm eating as far as the cookies and the sweets and stuff like that for sure. Because of just how I'm feeling. Just a dull headache constantly there. I'm like, this is because of the crap you're eating, Leah. I know it is. Angie, how can we game plan, get some support, kind of look at this next week in a very succinct way?
Well, I'm a picky eater, so I don't like all of the things at Christmas dinner. So it's, you know,
No problem then, huh?
I don't like white mashed potatoes. I don't like pumpkin pie. So yeah,
Mhm.
I don't like stuffing. So
Oh my
I'll eat a
gosh.
slice of ham and a roll and some green beans and call it good.
And that's great. That is just such a great not having those cravings. I don't know if I would call you a picky eater though. You're a selective eater.
Yes, I like a lot of odd things, but yes, I'm very selective about what I like to eat.
And that's okay. That is really not necessarily a bad thing at all. Keeping things simple really help with progress and keeps I was reading a post from one of the other competitors, actually the one that beat me out for the first place. Their coaches in Tulum, Mexico. And she's been doing this for a very, very long time. And she was posting something about how do you get through the holiday time. And one of the biggest things that I was like, that's so true. And that's kind of what I think about just all year round is keeping things really simple, not making it a lot of choices and just kind of narrowing things down so that you just can consistently know what your body is doing, craving, getting, with all of the other, I mean, you can eat so much mindlessly I just would keep going and getting a couple Oreos and a couple Oreos. And I knew that the serving was like, what, 2? I probably had 10 servings. I'm just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? It's so easy because the volume of food is so much smaller. But our volume of our
Go
clean
get them and I'll help you
is
after
like
you. Okay.
overflowing on our
Go get
plate.
them and I'll help you. Okay.
So I would rather eat all that clean
Okay.
food. And when I do get hungry, which I was
have you.
constantly hungry yesterday, I just cooked all of my prepped stuff because I was like, I just need to clean this up. And I knew I would get more satisfied. Carbs, eating those dirty carbs makes you crave more dirty carbs. It just gives you more hunger, but not physical hunger. It's a different kind of hunger. And you just want more and you want more. So yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a craving because I'm not physically hungry. Mhm.
Yeah, now we know the difference. We know the
Yep.
difference.
Right.
Physical hunger, there's growling going on,
Yeah.
and anytime I'd have a treat meal, because a lot of the time, like you do your treat, you replace one of your meals with your treat meal, and then you do your other meals throughout the day. It is so hard to get the rest of the meals in because that treat meal just doesn't, what it is it doesn't get processed as easily and utilized for energy or sustaining our lean muscle mass. When we eat the clean stuff, our body just says, oh, I know what this is. I identify this as something I can turn into lean muscle or turn into energy. And you just use it all up. So then by the time you get to your next meal, you're like physically ready to eat that meal. And then when you eat the cookie or eat the processed whatever, your body's kind of like, I'm not sure what we're gonna do with this, but the safest way, if we don't eliminate it, is to store it as body fat. Okay, we'll do that. No, I don't want to do that. I can tell just even the last 3 weeks. I mean, I needed to bring it up, but I want to bring up my body fat in a healthy way. I want to bring it up by eating more of the clean stuff, not the dirty and rich in sugars and all that. So I'm doing a little bit of both. I gotta say, I'm not perfect. I have those same temptations, and I crave it. I like it and it tastes good, but I have to keep it under control. And having that plan of what to eat and knowing how well you feel on it is a huge key to that. Huge. Angie, are you going to be going out of town? Are you sticking around town?
Yeah. I'll be at home.
You will? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So you're just like head down, blinders on, we're going.
Right.
Good. You've got to be very pleased with your check-in. I mean,
Even
even
better than expected for sure. Yes.
isn't that cool though? Like having a sick kid and even being thrown off your game, that just tells you that you can do this even when life throws you that curveball, even when life,
Right.
it doesn't go the way that you had planned that week. Like this will work. It's not about perfection. It's just all about the progress of it. So we have a week. We know what that week gave us. The next week, we're gonna do a little better. That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Right.
So our babies do come first at times when they are
Right.
in need. So what do you have on your shirt? I see it's red. Is it a Christmas shirt? What's it say? Oh, you both have
Candy cane
Christmas shirts.
cutie.
Candy cane cutie. And that one says Merry Christmas. You guys are all ready for the holidays, aren't you? You're all ready? My gosh, I haven't seen
Are you
them in
ready?
so long. They're so big.
Are you ready for the holidays?
Do you think mommy's doing a good job?
Hold on, they can't hear you. Just a second.
Oh. You think mommy's doing a good job?
Can't hear you.
Hold on, let me fix it. Where's it at?
Look at those blue eyes.
Is that it? Oh, what'd you do?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was asking, do you think mommy's doing a good job?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly.
You see her eating different stuff and things like that in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, those things are going to make mommy feel really, really good. You guys eat any of it?
So I can hear.
You can't.
You guys eat any of that stuff that mommy makes?
No,
No.
it's gross.
Is it?
They're pretty
Well, maybe
particular
one-
too.
Yes, but mommy's going to show you that things can always change. My kids didn't do it until they got a little bit older either. Popcorn. I know you like popcorn. You've got to like popcorn.
Yes, they like popcorn.
Yeah. Yeah. Mommy gets to
Look at
eat
that one,
that.
okay.
Well, you guys, if you guys don't have anything else, then I am good to let y'all go and reach out if you need any help. I will announce when I'm doing it, doing that online live. It will be early in the morning. But it's always nice to have somebody to meet when it's early in the morning, because that's what's going to get you up and doing it, because you have somebody meeting you. So I will reach out to everybody and see if that's a good time for y'all. It'll be in the next couple of days.
Okay,
I know
perfect.
Christmas is around the corner. But I have a Christmas workout date on Christmas morning. So no break. We'll feel good on Christmas morning. I don't know, it just makes me feel good to have a workout partner like on Christmas morning and get your Christmas workout in. I don't know, that excites me. So, all righty, guys. Bye, girls.
right.
Have a good rest of your day, okay? Feel better.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Leah.
you.
Bye.
Bye, Kathy.